If I talk about heroin, I often talk about my own experiences and what I've noticed with heroin. And for me, a lot of people would consider this to be the worst drug of them all. I believe personally that cannabis is the worst drug of them all because that's the starting point. But when we talk about heroin, we have to understand that it's a drug that most people think is the scum of the earth. When you get to the point where you're taking heroin, it's like you don't want to feel anything anymore because it's not a drug that's done sociably. You don't go, you can, but you wouldn't go into a toilet and say, for example, with a group of mates and sniff heroin off of a toilet top as you would cocaine. It's used in your own home, or it's used in the drug users like den or whatever. But it's absolutely lethal because you can get hooked on heroin from the very first or second time that you actually take it because you like that feeling of not actually having anything going on in your mind or your body. There are different types of heroin. Some are stronger than others. You could sniff a batch of heroin and you could die. The press like to put out a lot of press about the types of heroin that come out if there's a bad batch about, but sometimes the user ignores that. I can't believe how many times I came close to actually overdosing. In fact, twice I did, and I was brought back, luckily, because it's very easy for a heroin user to take too much because they don't know that, you know, unlike with weed, you can smell it and go, right, but that's pretty strong, and smell another batch and go, well, that's not so strong. With heroin, you can't. It doesn't work like that. You know, you inject it and the strength is come what may. So it's very easy for the user to overdose. And when you overdose with heroin, because it's a downer, it slows your body down. Unlike the speed and the E and the coke that speeds all the heart rate up and the blood rushes faster, well, the body reacts much slower. So when you take heroin, the heart starts to beat slower. Then it will miss a beat and then it will just stop. Because why should it function? It's been slowed down to such a pace that it doesn't need to continue working, it thinks, because it's hearing the wrong messages from your brain as a result of taking the heroin.